While we tragically haven't been able to play the Directive 8020 demo yet, it was playable at Gamescom, and as a consequence, the channel Enfant Terrible was able to get footage of the demo being extensively played around with. Head over to their channel if you want to watch the whole thing. Right now, we're going to take a look at it and check out some of the interesting differences that they reveal between what they played and the version Supermassive released. Oh, and apparently I'm supposed to ask you to subscribe now rather than at the end. Oof. All right, let's get into it. In addition to the Terrible Infants watermark, we can see that the Supermassive games have put a watermark of their own, letting us know that this is temp content. I mean, it looks fantastic already, but I'm sure they're going to tweak it even further. That's not to say I'm going to avoid making a bunch of super petty complaints, but that's just fundamentally who I am as a person, so it's kind of baked into the content at this point. First off, this is a weird mistake, or more proof that this is a terribly designed spaceship. Why is there air rushing out of the ship when they open the doors? Shouldn't that air have already been vacuumed out of the room in the airlock? Since, the whole point of an airlock is to lock the air inside the ship. Setting aside the possible damage you could do to the doors by putting outward pressure on them as they're trying to slide open, that's perfectly good air that, last time I checked, the people in the ship need to breathe, and you're blasting it out into space for what reason? If this was an incredibly dire emergency and they didn't have time to wait for the airlock to cycle, then that would be one thing. But it's not like they're exactly sprinting to the hull breach, are they? The first new footage is this scene of them checking out the FTL antenna and then watching an old video of Carter's family.
Hey baby, we missed you already, and we wanted to tell you how proud of you we both are. What you're doing is, I know you have second thoughts, but it's the right thing. The future is all that matters to us now. The future with you. Good luck among the stars.
Good luck, Daddy.
Good luck.
Who are British? Did he move there or did they move to Canada? I'm guessing he moved there, since it would be weird for the daughter to have that accent if only her mother had the British accent. Unless they're like super severe homeschoolers. And once again, we've got no clue exactly what the disaster is. This is such a tease. At this point, I'm choosing to believe that it's the Mayan apocalypse and they were just off by 70 years. Hey, which models are being used here? Obviously the daughter is Megan, but who's the mother? Is that White Fliss? If only I wasn't so bad at faces. It's super sad that the family photo gets left on screen when they walk away. If the player loads up this video, will it still be there if another character checks out the hull in the main game? Well, this is a relief. I was weirded out by the camera stuff when Carter climbed down the ladder in the demo, but as we can see here, that was just an editing thing and the player is fully in control of the camera as they climb down. After the conversation, which follows the same branches as in the demo, we get a look at the character status screen. No obvious relationship meter here, or not even a tab before it, but I'm intrigued by the destinies you can unlock. Obviously that's very limited for Prologue characters. How's it going to play out when you have 5 leads? Here's the tutorial about destinies. I'm very interested in the idea that they're going to shape pivotal moments in the story. Does this mean that key decision moments will play out not by the player being able to make an active choice, but rather the characters acting consistently based on the player's decisions up until that point? If so, that's an amazing idea and makes all the decisions leading up to those moments far more impactful. Here's a weird continuity error. Carter walks past the panel, then Sim steps on it and gets thrown into space. From this angle, we can clearly see he's almost a full panel beyond the one that blew up. Then we get a close-up, but in the next shot, he's behind the exploding panel. In every other shot, he's in the correct place. So this is just a weird anomaly. One that could probably be fixed with a change in the camera angle if, removing the character around is too much work. Okay, this is a super minor thing, but considering that the force was enough to blast Sims into space, it would be great if the pipes under that panel looked like where they were damaged at all. Here's the tutorial explaining how we can use turning points to find secrets and documents we've missed. So yeah, it's really similar to how it worked in Frank Stone, And it worked great there. The video does a great job of showing off just how easy it's going to be to jump back, check out a death, and then continue with the story as you were playing it. I cannot wait to start messing around with this. Here's a great shot of the ship, but looking at it makes me realize something I hadn't considered. Isn't it incredibly convenient that the meteoroid hit one of the 2 places on the ship that are easily accessible by ladder? What would they have done if it had impacted literally anywhere else on the ship? What I'm saying is, I wish that there were access ladders and hatches all over this thing. Even if we never get to use them, it would make the whole thing look that much more believable. Look at any large ship. There's no place on the outside of it that you can't reach via a ladder. There's even handholds built all the way up and down the hull for emergency and maintenance purposes. It would be neat to say the same thing here, since manual repairs on the hull exterior were obviously part of the design from the start. And how cool would it be if you saw, like, handholds and guide rails going around the ship and down to the bottom because there's no up in space?
Should we tell Earth?
We can handle this.
Well, should we at least wake Cernan?
We stick to protocol. Run diagnostics first, then we can decide what to do after that.
Sure.
Okay, not to be a nag, but why would you not tell Earth? More importantly, why should you have to decide? Shouldn't Earth be getting regular automatic transmissions about the status of the ship from Oracle? More floating cargo. They really should have this stuff strapped down, shouldn't they? Here's the dialogue that happens if Sim makes it inside.
Years of work on that bonsai. Gone.
There's only one branch. I'm sure we can fix it.
You don't know much about horticulture, do you?
Hear me out. Remember when I was reading Fracture and Repair, and there was that chapter on...
Kintsugi. Oh, yes. I remember.
Right! Why not apply it here? Take what's broken and honor its faults. Highlight them even.
That's wonderful. Except, I'm pretty sure Kintsugi is for pottery, not plants.
You can still apply the mindset. Celebrate.
Apparently one of Carter's bonsai trees was damaged during the impact, and he's right to dismiss her idea. Kintsugi is when they use molten gold to fix pottery. That's not something a tree would benefit from, and even if she means it metaphorically, like, what would that entail? Tying the broken off branch back on and then have it wither and die while the rest of the tree lived on? That would be strange. So I'm guessing all of this cargo is supposed to have been shaken loose by the impact. Was Williams so cheap that he literally didn't spring for straps? This is like Jurassic Park all over again. This new exploration sequence has Carter walking through the fuel injection area. Given the graded flooring and the fact that fuel tends to be pretty flammable, is this where the fiery Williams scene from the trailer is set? Not gonna lie, I really enjoy this evil laughter.
Sims? Is that you?
Oh my god, look at all this unsecured cargo everywhere. You wouldn't allow this on a boat. And this is a spaceship. Love this new line.
Sims? Are you okay? You can talk to me. I know it's been tough for you out here, but I thought you were past this.
Has Sims been going space crazy? Will there be documents that make people think she did a straight up murder?
Never forget.
Why?
Never forget why? What the hell does that mean? Is that drawn from Sims' mind? Or the aliens? Also, is the monster somehow making the lights flicker, or is that just a coincidental dramatic effect? What exactly are its powers? The real-time running is nice, even if we end up back in the same place. I'm guessing this is the convergence point of the saved Sims versus failed saved Sims branches we saw back on the chapter map? Well, at least some of the cargo is strapped down properly. Okay, this additional dialogue is super creepy.
Where are you, man? I don't want to hurt you. Carter, I'm scared. I'm okay now, Carter. You can come out.
A floating piece of paper or a tablet. Is this readable? Probably not, because we're in a chase, but it's still nice to see the details like that. It was a tablet. More creepiness. What has she forgotten exactly? Is the monster trying to access Sim's memories and having trouble making sense of them? And here's the consequence of not doing the reboot. You have to do a QTE to get the door open. Now we get the audio message from the teaser, because this is the version of the scene where there's some mystery as to whether this is actually Sims or not. Here the player toys around with the outline a little. Presumably the other death branch is him getting killed before making it to the quarters. Of course, that would mean that there's not two distinct branches for what kind of message he leaves, which suggests that that's not going to be an important piece of information that has a major effect on people later. It's amazing that we can jump right back to the pivotal QTE rather than having to play the whole thing again. That's a great choice. But this death made me realize something.
Please. Why are you doing this?
Why does Carter's body fall when he's killed? We've just been shown a bunch of times that there's no gravity here, from the floating boxes in every room to where the droplets of his blood hover in the air, even the hovering Carter body in the trailer. So why does his body fall when he's killed? Shouldn't he just kind of hang limply where he is? Or if the Sims beast shoved him, should he just kind of awkwardly loll to the side with only his boots remaining upright and keeping him from just floating away? That'd be super creepy, wouldn't it? New ending!
We have always questioned whether we're alone in the universe. It's only when we come face to face with death that we get our answer. However connected the universe may be, in the end, we all die alone.
And who's doing that monologue? Cooper, since she's the only American lady on the crew? Or is this the curator's replacement that we've been theorizing about for a while? I can't wait to find out. That said, whether people feel alone when they die really has nothing to do with whether there's life in the universe. You're just being reductive and silly, new narrator. Gotta say, that goop worked fast. It was just spreading from the one impact point and it already managed to make a whole goop version of Sims? Amazing. Here's a weird continuity error. Look at Carter going through the door to the sleep crew quarters. As we can see, pretty much just an empty room outside these doors at the bottom of the staircase. But then, when we see Sims enter to kill him, right outside the door, there's a bunch of tables, including where they were playing chess, an area that, in the chase sequence, was up a whole staircase from the crew quarters. So, presumably they made this whole kill before building the explorable area, and later on decided to add the staircase, most likely so that they could have this awesome shot of Sims looming at the top of the staircase while Carter tries to pry the door open. Hey, why is there already a dent in this door? One other weird thing. In the sad flashback, we can see them playing chess on what's presumably a magnetic chessboard. But in this shot from outside the murder room, we can see the chess pieces, but there doesn't seem to be a board underneath them. That's weird, right? That's it for this run through of the demo. Huge thanks to Terrible Infant for putting all of this up. I massively appreciate it. Check out the link to their channel down in the description, in addition to the link to this video, obviously. And of course, the real heroes here are Supermassive Games for bringing a comprehensive rewinding system to the Dark Pictures franchise. It makes the games that much more accessible, and anything that gets more people playing is something that makes us fans super happy. For now, though, I've been the Hidden Object Guru. Thanks for watching. If you had a good time and you'd like to see more, I already told you to like and subscribe at the top, so I don't know why I'm doing this now. Questions, suggestions for upcoming videos, topics, go in the comments section below the video. Play my game, Clown in the Woods. It's a champagne jam. We'll see you back here for more Directive 8020, but until then, I'll say that's right. Au revoir.